Welcome back to the channel. Today on Altitude Addicts, we are breaking down Russia's latest low-cost strike drone, the Molnia-2. We will cover its design, how it handles heavy electronic warfare, its payload options, and its evolving role on the modern battlefield. So stick around until the end to see the full picture. Unmanned aerial systems are increasingly significant in warfare, leading to more affordable and capable drones that can perform missions once limited to costly guided munitions. The Molnia-2 unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV, is one of the most recent tactical strike systems in Russia. It is a fixed-wing, one-way attack drone engineered to deliver an effective combat payload while keeping production costs low. The Molnia-2 prioritizes simplicity, rapid assembly, and mass deployment over advanced stealth or high-performance propulsion. This system reflects a major shift in military strategy, where using dozens of cheap, expendable drones reduces the financial burden of conventional precision weapons while overwhelming enemy air defenses. To really understand where this tech comes from, we have to look at how it evolved from the original Molnia-1. The Molnia-2 is a direct upgrade to the Molnia-1, which was introduced as a budget tactical strike drone to bridge the gap between short-range FPV quadcopters and massive loitering munitions. Although the first model could hit targets beyond the immediate front line, real-world combat experience showed a clear need for better survivability against jammer systems, longer range, and a heavier warhead. These demands were met by building the Molnia-2 with a larger airframe and upgraded onboard electronics. The aircraft has an overall weight of approximately 10 kilograms and a wingspan of roughly 1.5 meters. According to operational reports, it carries a combat payload of up to 6 kilograms with a range stretching out to 60 kilometers, despite being pretty lightweight overall. That basically doubles the reach of the original model, letting operators hit deep behind enemy lines without making the manufacturing process any harder. That lightweight frame leads directly into another major feature, a simple design built for rapid, decentralized production. Look, at the end of the day, it is basically just a cheap foam plane with a motor and a bomb slapped onto it. Nothing fancy here, just basic hardware meant to get blown up after one single flight. Frontline assembly teams can pump these out in garage-style workshops right near the front, bypassing big factories entirely since most parts are just bought off the shelf. The Molnia-2 uses a pneumatic catapult launcher, unlike complex drones that need paved runways or rocket boosters. Its electric propulsion system kicks in right after compressed air shoots it up to flight speed. This setup minimizes logistics while allowing fast launches from hidden tree lines or trench positions. Crews transport the drone completely disassembled in compact crates. Operators prep the warhead, plug in the wiring, mount the motor, and snap on the wings right before launch. The assembly process is fast, letting small crews prepare multiple drones for simultaneous swarm launches. Once launched, the drone relies on simple yet effective flight characteristics to reach its target. The Molnia-2 operates as a fixed-wing FPV drone, meaning the pilot controls it directly through a live video feed for most of the flight. Fixed-wing designs are way more energy efficient than quadcopters over long distances, though they have to keep moving forward to maintain lift. Reports indicate the drone flies anywhere from low altitude up to several hundred meters, cruising between 90 and 120 kilometers per hour, depending on the setup. These numbers balance range and target identification while making it much harder to shoot down compared to slow-moving multi-rotor craft. Operators use standard handheld radios and FPV goggles to direct the platform. Before making its final dive, the drone can fly indirect, zigzagging routes after launch. This flexibility lets pilots hit targets from unexpected angles while steering clear of known air defenses. We are halfway through the breakdown, but coming up next, we are diving into the AI guidance upgrades and how these units handle heavy jamming, so stay tuned right here on Altitude Addicts. Better electronic warfare resistance is easily one of the biggest upgrades packed into the Molnia-2. Modern war zones are packed with heavy signal jamming aimed at killing drone video links, GPS, and control signals. To counter this, Russian developers added software-assisted flight controls alongside upgraded telemetry modules. Recent batches reportedly use artificial intelligence routines to keep missions on track inside contested airspace. The onboard flight software keeps the drone stable, holds pre-programmed routes, and guides it toward target zones even if the operator link breaks down completely. By using local processing, the drone carries out key parts of its flight autonomously without needing a constant human touch on the sticks. Developers have also experimented with multi-frequency radio gear, making it much harder for enemy jammers to block large groups of drones at once. Blanket jamming loses its edge when individual drones in a group jump across totally different frequency bands rather than cluttering a single channel. Electronic defenses are only half the story. Its main job comes down to raw combat roles and payload delivery. The Molnia-2 is built from the ground up as a one-way kamikaze drone. It does not fly home. It slams straight into the target and detonates its explosive charge on impact. With a 6-kilogram payload limit, it carries anti-armor-shaped charges, high-explosive fragmentation warheads, or custom anti-personnel munitions. Its extended range allows it to strike command posts, artillery batteries, logistics hubs, supply dumps, vehicles, and troop clusters far behind the front line. Because the unit cost is so low, commanders can launch several drones at a single target, ensuring at least one leaks through point defenses. So yeah, it is basically a throwaway weapon. You launch it, it blows up, and you pull another cheap box off the truck. Nobody cares if one gets lost along the way, because you can build 10 more for the price of one real missile. It is just pure numbers grinding down expensive air defense systems. We still have to look at new tactical variants and the broader strategic picture, so stick with Altitude Addicts as we wrap up this analysis. This design flexibility extends pure attack missions into operational versatility. Reconnaissance variants fitted with stabilized camera gimbals, extra battery packs, and long-range relays are now showing up in the field. Using the same core airframe, these Scout versions trade warheads for extra flight time and real-time intelligence gathering. Experimental builds have even tested automated target recognition, recoverable Scout setups, and mothership roles carrying smaller FPV quadcopters under the wings. These tweaks show how adaptable the basic frame is when modified for different mission profiles. All of these modular tweaks tie into the broader strategic impact of mass-produced drone warfare. In modern air warfare, the Molnia-2 highlights a massive strategic shift. Military planners are shifting funds into basic, low-cost aircraft that factories can churn out by the thousands for aggressive frontline saturation, rather than banking entirely on high-tech platforms. Low build costs, simple assembly, decent range, solid warhead capacity, and upgraded jam resistance make it a highly effective tactical striker. It lacks the high-tech features of large military UAVs, but it proves how much combat value lies in scale, cheap manufacturing, and mass deployment. As unmanned warfare keeps evolving, cheap systems like the Molnia-2 will dominate future conflicts by delivering precision strikes through sheer volume rather than mechanical complexity. We thank the people who have liked and shared the videos and subscribed to the channel. We also thank the people who have hyped the videos.